If there's ever been a spiritual successor to Martin Scorsese's classic Mafia film Goodfellas, it's undoubtedly 1995's Casino. This epic crime story set in the underworld of Las Vegas brought Scorsese together once again with much of the Goodfellas team, including Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and writer Nicholas Pileggi. The film tells a gripping tale of greed, violence, and humanity's insatiable hunger for power. Notably, the film even features the legendary Don Rickles as Billy Sherbert. It's packed with drama, but we want to know the real question: how much of this brutal story about a Las Vegas mob boss is actually true? Today, we're diving into the real history behind Casino. But before we explore this high-stakes tale, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tell us in the comments which other true crime stories you'd like to hear about. Now let's get into it. A hammer can be used for many things: building a fence, fixing up a house, or in some cases, smashing the hand of a cheating blackjack player. Some of Casino's most intense scenes, unfortunately, aren't just movie fiction. They are based on real-life punishments handed down to cheaters at the Tangiers Casino. In one iconic scene, De Niro's character Ace deals with a card-counting blackjack player by smashing his hand with a rubber mallet. Brutal as it may seem, this moment is actually rooted in reality. The character of Ace is based on Frank "Lefty" Rosenthal, and according to Rosenthal, a team of cheaters once used a sophisticated wiring system to reveal the identities of playing cards to an accomplice. This scheme earned them around $75,000 in stolen chips before they were caught. After a cattle prod was used to extract a confession, the cheater was led to the casino's back room, ominously nicknamed the Woodshed, where more intense questioning occurred, including the use of a meat tenderizer. When watching a particularly violent scene in a movie, it's easy to tell yourself it's just a film, to make it seem less horrific. For instance, you might try to convince yourself that the scene where Nicky crushes a man's head in a vice is an exaggerated Hollywood invention. Unfortunately, this gruesome event actually happened. Anthony Spilotro, the real-life mobster who inspired Nicky's character, tortured a man named William McCarthy using a vice, just like in the film, flying eyeballs and all. The only difference? In real life, McCarthy's suffering was ended by a fatal neck wound. The movie opens with a bang, literally, when Ace starts his car and is nearly blown to pieces in an assassination attempt. While this might seem like Hollywood drama, it's also based on real life. Rosenthal, in 1982, survived a car bombing thanks to a metal plate installed under his Cadillac Eldorado's driver's seat, which had been placed there to fix a balance issue with the car. When the bomb went off, the metal plate and an open door shielded him from the blast, saving his life. Bystanders said the explosion sounded like a train wreck, with Rosenthal's car launching into the air in a massive fireball. One of the most difficult scenes to watch in Casino is the final gruesome end of Nicky Santoro and his brother Dominic. They're brutally beaten with bats and buried alive in a shallow grave. This horrific death mirrors the real-life demise of Anthony and Michael Spilotro. In reality, they were lured to a basement near Chicago's O'Hare Airport, beaten to death by a group of mobsters, and later buried in a cornfield in Enos, Indiana. If being beaten to death wasn't bad enough, being dumped in Indiana just adds insult to injury. The film also portrays a savage moment where Nicky stabs a man in the neck with a pen. In real life, Lefty Rosenthal recounted a similar story. One night, while sitting in a bar, a drunk patron's pen rolled over to Rosenthal's area. When Rosenthal returned the pen, the drunk responded with disrespectful comments, unaware of who he was dealing with. The situation escalated, and the man soon found himself needing medical attention for a new hole in his neck. A much lighter scene shows Ace obsessing over muffins in a conversation with a colleague. He becomes fixated when he notices that his colleague's muffin has more blueberries than his own, prompting him to demand that the kitchen staff make sure each muffin contains the same number of blueberries. While this might seem like a quirky character detail, it's actually true. Rosenthal was a notorious perfectionist and insisted that every muffin served at the Stardust Hotel and Casino contained exactly 10 blueberries. In Casino, Ace's struggle to get a gaming license is portrayed as a mere inconvenience. Despite his criminal background, the mob continues to run the Tangiers Casino illegally. This might seem implausible, but the real story is even more audacious. Rosenthal managed to operate not just one, but 4 unlicensed casinos in Las Vegas: the Hacienda, the Fremont, the Stardust, and the Marina, all without a legal license. This charade finally came to an end in 1976 when his schemes were exposed. The romantic turmoil between Ace and Ginger, played by Sharon Stone, also mirrors real events. In the movie, Ginger spirals into substance abuse, has an affair with Nicky, and drives her car into Ace's house. This wild behavior is not just movie magic. On September 8, 1980, Jerry Rosenthal, Lefty's wife, rammed her car into their house multiple times while screaming and waving a gun, threatening to go to the FBI. The film also touches on Ace's variety show, which seems out of place in the grander scheme of a mob-run casino. However, this too is based on reality. Lefty Rosenthal hosted a similar show at the Stardust Casino, attempting to win public favor after his legal troubles. Rosenthal, however, wasn't thrilled with Scorsese's depiction of him, particularly the scenes where De Niro repeats himself. According to Rosenthal, he never needed to say anything twice. In the film, the Chicago Mafia funds Ace's operations by paying off Teamsters and using a clean frontman, Philip Green. This too mirrors reality. A real estate mogul named Alan Glick fronted for the mob's ownership of 4 casinos in Las Vegas, serving as the legal face of the operation, while Rosenthal, with his criminal history, ran the actual business behind the scenes. So what do you think? Is the real-life version of Casino just as thrilling as the movie? Let us know in the comments, and while you're here, don't forget to check out more of our videos. See you next time. Thanks for watching this video. Before we are ending the video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.